welcome to Praxis channel. It's great to see you all after a whole week. It's been a very tiring week, I have to say. I've been working even today. Today is supposed to be my off, but I was working. But hey, what the hell? Life goes on. So, talking about work, I often get asked what I do for a living. Well, basically I'm a psychologist. Let's start with that. But psychology is a huge field. I specialize in three things. One is developmental psychology, working with children. The other one is counseling psychology. I am also a certified and trained psychological counselor. The third one is business psychology, which purely comes from my experience and my theoretical background doing my master's. So right now my position is a senior behavioral consultant. I work with children, particularly children with autism. So what does my job involve? My job involves looking at kids that parents bring in who might have some problems. They'll be bringing in kids who are anywhere from 1.5 to 2 years old and tell me like, oh, my kid is not talking, my kid is not looking properly, I think something is not right with my kid. So I sit with my team, a multidisciplinary team, and we do an informal observation of the children to see if they're having any indications or symptoms of developmental delay. Developmental delay is when a child doesn't meet a certain level of skills and performance when they reach a certain age. For example, a child who is 2 months old should be able to turn their head when they hear a noise. That's just one of the criteria for a 2-month child to have. So there are several criteria like this pertaining to different aspects, and a child must meet these developmental milestones. If they do not meet those milestones, then that means only one thing. There is something else going on. There is a problem with the child. So what do you do when you find that your child is having some problems? You immediately go and meet a specialist. It can be your pediatrician who can just screen your child for any developmental issues and problems and then refer you to a psychologist or a center who can actually do a proper standardized assessment on your child to find out if there is any severe red flags for any major developmental delays, including speech delay, fine motor delay, or any other sort of delays, including red flags for autism spectrum disorder. So this is pretty much what my job is about right now. So I do screenings. I don't stop with that. Once I find any red flags or if there's a problem with the child, then I sit together with my team and we develop a program, a therapeutic intervention program for this child, which will have different components. Maybe if the child has a speech problem, we include a speech protocol. If the child has a sensory problem, we include a sensory protocol. And if it's behavioral psychological, then it has a behavioral protocol. Everyone implemented into the program. We develop the program and we deliver it to the family, either directly through the parents, or we also have our therapists who will deliver it to them. So in a nutshell, that's what we do. That's what I do for a living. Why I do that? Because I enjoy doing what I do, to be honest. And also, in my experience of working, especially with children with autism, I have always seen good results when applying an intervention. You can actually see the change that happens, and basically what you're doing is you're building a future for a child who otherwise might not have a life to begin with. So you play a major role in the child's life, not just in the child's life, but in the whole family's life. I've enjoyed thoroughly working with several families so far, and I feel blessed. I think it's a way for me to find purpose in my life as a professional and as a person. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not a children's person. I'm not, this is the funny part, I'm not that good with kids in general. Like as a person, my personality, I'm not a very kids person because I'm pretty much a kid myself. But that's what makes me better as a professional working with children, because I'm able to achieve a level of objectivity without being too subjective and let anything impact my personal opinions or emotions while I'm working with children. So that helps. I mean, that's the way it has to be. You shouldn't let anything affect you emotionally when you're working in such an emotionally vulnerable industry. So for those who are wondering what I do for a living, this is what I do. I also conduct trainings and workshops, which I was doing today exactly in the morning. I conduct workshops for people who want to learn more about autism, learning difficulties, and developmental milestones. If you feel that you would like to know more about it, leave your comments below. I'll be happy to help you and support you through my video logs, through emails. I can give you developmental milestone checklist. If you're a parent who are worried about how can I find out if my child is having the right kind of development, don't worry, give me a shout. I can send you a checklist. That's the first and the simplest thing I can do for you. So other than that, I don't have much to talk about this week. I think this has been a very tiring week, so I'm gonna finish it off really soon and simple because I really have to rest, guys. I'm so sorry if it's been so formal and simple, but the good thing is now I have an assistant to help me every Friday. So hopefully next Friday will be a really good video. Wait and see what it's going to be about. But I can tell you only one thing, something really big is coming up for Christmas. So fingers crossed. So it's bye from Praxi Prax for this weekend. Have a nice weekend, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.